On Trendz today, we won't vote for Obi because he'll import alcohol into the north, says APC chieftain. The Labour Party disassociates itself from planned protest at INEC headquarters. Tinubu assents to insurance industry reform bill to drive $1 trillion economy. And in Lagos, Lagos wants residents in flood-prone areas to relocate amidst intensified rainfall. Hello and welcome to today's segment of Trends with LJE, where we dissect leadership, economic and justice issues in Nigeria, Africa and the globe. My name is Mohammed Anaya Sule. Don't forget you too can be a part of this conversation by dropping your comments on all our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram at LJE Nigeria. Joining us today is a media expert and lecturer as well as the president of LJE Nigeria, whom I shall be introducing after the break. Do stay.
Hi guys! So I came across a studio here in Abuja where you can just walk in and shoot any video of your choice. Podcast sessions, talk shows, and even live programs. They have beautiful colored lights. You can choose the one you want. They have teleprompter in case you want to read from a script. You can bring in your guests or someone you would love to talk to. You can do football gist, celebrity gossip, cooking show, music countdown, political gist, real estate palaver. Just that dream show you would love to do. Guess what? When I came in, they even made smile touch-ups on my face. Within 1 hour of my shoots, my video was ready. They have different bonanza packages. Starting from as low as 10,000 and above, you can get your video instantly or in less than 24 hours. Please, check their contacts and address on the screen. Hi guys.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, this is still Trends with LJE, where we dissect leadership, economic and justice issues in Nigeria, Africa and the globe. Joining us today are panels, Dr. Ochedihari Kedechukwu, a media expert and lecturer. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me more.
And of course, the president of Leadership Hub Justice and Economic Advancement, Barrister Meme Samuel. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, viewers.
Right. Quite interesting stories today. We won't vote for Obi because he will import alcohol into the north, says an APC chieftain. His name, Alwan Hassan, a northern chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, has declared that the north will not vote Peter Obi in 2027 presidential election because of his involvement in alcohol importation. Speaking on Channels Television's Politics Today, Hassan questioned the logic of fielding a candidate whose business ventures, in his view, conflict with the region's predominantly Muslim culture and values. Hassan also dismissed the new opposition coalition on the platform of the ADC as a weak alliance driven by individual ambition rather than a united purpose, and insisted that the President Bola Tinubu administration will be re-elected in 2027. First question to you, Doctor. This particular comment by Hassan about Peter Obi's business ventures directly to his political visibility in the north. To what extent do you think the northern culture and religious consideration will play a role in shaping 2027 election, and can there be any effective ways this can be overcome by the candidate?
Okay, thank you for throwing the question to me. I want to start by saying that statement by Hassan is political, and I am sufficiently convinced he's not speaking for the entire northern states of the country. Now, let me still say something concerning that statement in the area that I liken that statement as the story of a man that says he doesn't eat rats, but he uses his teeth to share it to the people that eat it. You know, Peter B owns a brewery that produces alcoholic drink. Yes, I'm not trying to go contrary to the belief of my brothers in the Muslim faith. He paid tax. Where does the tax from the operation of that firm goes into the coffers of the federal government, where every other state shares from, you know, in allocation. So Kano State and other states of the north share from it. If you say you don't want to drink alcohol. Yes, it's good. It's not, oh, I'm not trying to interfere into one's. Then you should as well say, I will not partake in the sharing quota of from the federal government coffers. You don't need to share. You don't need to share from it. You don't need to, if you are giving, you say, no, I'm not taking, because revenues that are accrued from the operation of those alcoholic breweries goes into that. So that aside, what he's saying for me is political. He wants to use it to dent the image and political aspiration of Mr. Vote Obi, which I still see as something he is being personal with. He's not talking for the entirety of the northern states of the country.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Over to you, President. The APC chieftain here has described the new opposition coalition as a weak alliance. What are the critical factors that could either strengthen or prove his assessment right about the coalition's chances against the incumbent APC?
Thank you very much for the question. Thank you, viewers. For me, opposition is a very healthy requirement for a democratic system such as Nigeria. I do not think APC is willing and ready to work in a system where strong opposition exists. Unfortunately, that is what we can see. It is not the responsibility of APC to say opposition is weak or they are not weak. It is their responsibility to deliver good governance to the people. They are in power right now. They are in government. They control the resources. It is their responsibility to see how they can, bring about the changes and the progress that the country really desires this time. Every time they keep talking about the opposition is not governance. They should look at the issues of governance, provide solutions to a huge problem we are facing in this country. We have the issue of insecurity, we have the issue of economy, we have the issue of inflation, we have the issue of deflation of naira, and what have you. The issues are endless. They should concentrate more. They should forget about the opposition. And just like you asked, what should the opposition begin to do? What the opposition should begin to do, they should not mind what the APC they are doing or what they are saying. They should concentrate on whatever they can do. They should begin to tell the people what they can do and the solution they have in stock. These are the things we should begin to listen to. Not people coming together or a few persons come, this chieftain from here saying that Vote Obi cannot win, or people will not vote for him because because of his alcohol. So that is not what Nigerians want to listen to at this point. What is the problem with alcohol? Are you telling me that the states that consume alcohol is worse than the state that does not consume alcohol? I mean, these are political statements that is very, very relevant. Who is the person that even makes such a comment? What has he done for his community? These are the things we should begin to assess. Not people just coming up to go to television session and talk whatever they want to say just because they want to satisfy certain paymaster. So for me, the opposition is very healthy. Before now, they have killed all the opposition party in this country, and there appears to be one rising, and they want to see everything they can do to discourage Nigerians from listening to them. That is not what we want. We don't care whether those people in the opposition, they are bad people or they are good people, but if they can give the ruling party run for their money, that is what Nigerians really want to see, because these guys don't just want any person to criticize them. They don't want suggestions, they don't want opinions, they don't want anything. They just want to concentrate and continue to kill this country. Nigeria cannot function in that way.
Thank you very much. Talking about Nigerians and, of course, different protests going on, the Labour Party disassociated itself from planned protests at the INEC headquarters. The leadership of the party has publicly distanced itself from a planned protest scheduled to take place at the headquarters of INEC in Abuja. In a statement that the party's internal chairman, Senator Nandi Usman, stated that the protest was not sanctioned by the party and that the organizers are unknown to the leadership. The party described the protest as the desperate antics of individuals whose tenure had expired and whose exit was confirmed by a Supreme Court judgment. This development comes as the LP awaits INEC to publish the list of candidates submitted by its current leadership, and it highlights the ongoing internal struggle for control of the party. Well, Doctor, the Labour Party's public disapproval of a protest is at INEC headquarters poses a lot of questions about the legitimacy of its internal factions. How might the public display of disunity impact the party's image and its preparations for upcoming elections? Because there are many who think that the Labour Party is just like Nigerian Labour Congress. At least it has almost the same objectives, but them not actually trying to contribute to this particular protest leaves a lot of questions. What do you think?
Okay, let me start by saying that it is the right of every citizen to protest, and protest under the confines of the law. Yeah, but I am seeing the refutal, the statement made by the LP
Yes.
chairman or chairperson, saying that the Labour Party is not in support of the protest. I can see there is, all of us know very well that LP as a party, they have been in disagreement. Leadership tussle of who saddles the responsibility of the party as a party. Now, the party chairman or chairperson disassociating herself and the LP as a party from the protest. That goes to tell you that a part of the party wants to protest, and the other party doesn't want to support the protest. So it's all about the soul of Labour Party, who becomes or who leads the party into the next round of tenure, perhaps 2027, when another round of election comes up in Nigeria. So it's now lies in the hands of the true leadership of the party to truly support the protest or not to support it. Meanwhile, what are you protesting? Are you protesting rightfully and under the confines of the law? Are you protesting because of your selfish interest? That's what they should look at. So it's not about the soul of the party. The other part of the party are dragging to be the chairperson, and the other part of the party also dragging to be the chairman. But sufficiently speaking, we have had the Supreme Court has given a verdict on that note.
Right.
So in this country, we find it very difficult to obey the court orders and judgments, and that's what we are seeing happening in Labour Party. We pray and we advise the leadership of the party to obey the judgments of the court and go by the rule of the law.
Thank you very much. Our next story is Lagos warns residents in flood-prone areas to relocate amid intensified rainfall. The Lagos state government has issued an urgent advisory to residents in low-lying areas, including some parts of Lekki, Ikorodu, and Ajegunle, to relocate to areas of higher ground. This warning comes as the state anticipates more flooding due to intensified rainfall this season. The government alert is part of its ongoing efforts to mitigate the impact of seasonal flooding, which has historically led to the property damage and displacement. The state has urged residents in affected communities to take necessary precautions and heed the warning to ensure their safety. Barrister, Lagos State has issued a relocation warning to residents in flood-prone areas beyond these seasonal warnings. What long-term sustainable influence can the state government implement to address the root causes of perennial flood in these densely populated?
Interestingly, we know Lagos State is a very rich state with all the revenue coming into the states. And of course, when you go to Lagos State, you find out that most of the drainages are blocks and poor road construction, and all of these things are factors. I think what the government should begin to look into is to see how they can avoid this annual reoccurrence. Unfortunately, this flooding thing in Lagos keep happening on it. Not just in Lagos, almost all part of the country, but Lagos is overdeveloped
Right.
in terms of population and everything. And I do not think that enough infrastructure has been put in place to curtail some of those things. If you walk through the Lagos, even almost all the local government, you find out that the drainages are blocked. The government is not doing enough to clear these drainages to have a direction. And as long as these things are not done, we will continue to experience a flood in Lagos. And it is very, very important that these things are put in place. If you're asking people, to leave their houses and to relocate, for those who have alternative, they should be able to have a way of moving. But what about those who don't have alternative? Considering the high cost of living, high cost of renting accommodations, and the rest of them. So government have a responsibility to play. I know that this flooding thing is a natural. It must be seen that government is doing enough to assist in those areas. When the drainages are blocked, when there are no drainages on the roads, when there is no direction that this water must go through, then definitely flooding becomes inevitable. The government must play their role. The citizens must play their role. At the end of the day, we should be able to have a healthy environment.
Thank you very much, sir. Doctor, can the government do this alone? Public and private partnerships needs to play a role, because if you look at the Lagos itself, filled with developers of estate rent, for you, what do you think they can do to at least contribute to this current situation?
Just like our president just said earlier in his comment, you see, it's easy to say that the people should leave their homes to the highland, and that, what do you expect from that commissioner? Where are they going to? Whose house are they going to stay? Is it a house built for them, by the government? So it's easy to say. Come to think of it, what is the commissioner of environment doing? NIMET before now gave a warning that this is going to happen in Nigeria, and Lagos was one of the states mentioned. That suffices to say that every other state who we are mentioned in that warning should take note and take precaution before it gets to their turn.
Right.
Our government is always inactive. We're not proactive. We're not proactive to arrest certain issues that are supposed to go to Lagos where all this has happened. There is thorough drainage blockage, and the water cannot expect it to flood everywhere, and you see this kind of disaster. It happened in Maiduguri last time. Now Lagos turn. So coming to your question, our private investors should come in that area.
Real estate developers.
Not only that, people should be given, there should be contracts given to people into environmental protection. They should focus on drainage. They should know where to build. The builders should know where to build. Not everywhere. The government should give them to build, to establish, to develop. They shouldn't develop where all these things will happen. And come to think of it again, the government of Lagos State should be on top of the game by being proactive. They have been warning. They didn't take heed to this warning. Now it is not our bushers that are suffering.
Right.
They are all living in good places. The poor man will suffer the brunt. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Trendz on LJE. Don't forget, you can be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments, of course, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at LJE Nigeria. A major look at our top stories. We told you that we won't vote for Obi in the north because of alcohol, says APC chieftain. Labour Party disassociates itself from planned protest at INEC headquarters. Tinubu assents to insurance industry reform bill to drive 1 trillion. And Lagos wants residents in flood-prone areas to relocate amidst intensified rainfall. Do join us again next week on Trendz. My name is Mohamed Eneye Sule. You can report a violation if you face one on www.ljenigeria.org. Have a nice day ahead.